Yeah, this quarantine has been it's definitely been a time to for me. Um, Recently got done doing 8 years in prison, so like being isolated isn't the issue for me. I've seen with a lot of people they get stir crazy, and I can understand that. But you know, we call it insty. Like I don't have a problem being like to myself. I focus more. That's what I did while I was in for my 8 years of prison. Is focused on my craft. So since this quarantine, I really just built the studio in my house, and been working out of my house, and been working with uh, other mix engineers to mix down and mix and master the albums, the records. Shout out to my man Bees. But I see a lot of people like they get they forget that we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's not like a personal. It's not like we just want to stay away. We're staying away to help others. It's not whether I can make it through this pandemic or not. It's to make sure that I don't spread it to others that could inadvertently catch this and actually perish from it, like almost nearly 200,000 Americans already have. So, just being in my own zone, being able to reflect, being able to look at like the way the world works, it's just like being in prison to me. Because that's what I did while I was in. I focused. I got hit politically to understand where we stand as a country, and I just used it to my advantage, almost like a school time for school, just to sit there and learn as much as I can, to reflect on as much as I can, and to put it in my music, so that I can reach the masses and people will be able to relate to what I'm speaking on. I think the pandemic, like I said, man, it's like being locked up to me. So like pretty much while I was locked up, I used to like look at recipes and stuff that I would want to, things I wanted to eat when I got home, or what I wanted to learn how to do when I got home. And, really, yeah, I've been going ham in the kitchen, man, making it do what it do. And it's really, I don't know. I find it refreshing to be able to reflect at times because I came home from prison. I hit the ground, running. I didn't hold up for nothing. I just got to moving, and then I had to put the brakes on with the pandemic. Me and Lamont Hayes was out in L.A. when all this really started popping, and it was like, all the masks got sold out. I had to catch a flight back, and I couldn't even find a mask, and like even at the airports and stuff, they weren't taking it seriously. We didn't know what was going on. I never really panic in situations. I focus. That's like a felon trait. But at the same time, I took it seriously. I took it probably more seriously than most because I understood that it was a very serious thing. I have friends that have caught it, and I have friends that have been on ventilators and fortunately made it through. I have friends with grandparents who didn't make it through, parents who didn't make it through. So I mean, it hits really, really close to home. So I understand that it's real, and it just blows my mind the divide in this country right now of what's real and what's not. I mean, they say there's no such thing as reality, only perception, but that's not really true in this case, because the reality is we've lost almost 200,000 Americans over this, and there's still people that are saying we're tired of wearing masks. Why? I got my rights. I have my rights not to wear a mask. But these same people, you weren't seeing them going all crazy about having to wear seatbelts. Seatbelts save lives as well. I mean, it's the same situation, but even more so, seatbelts save your own life. If you're wearing a mask and stuff, you're trying to at least have empathy for others. And I think that's really being lost in translation right now with, I hate to say like the other side, but because I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, I'm just a realist. I'm an American. I just want the best for America. I wouldn't care if it was a Republican president or a Democratic president that would be best for America. I just feel like we need to all care about each other. We all need to recognize that it's real, and we all need to continue to do our part in trying to contain the spread of this. And pretty soon we'll get it down. And there's also like this level of like we can't look up to our elders or ask them what they did during a situation like this, because it hasn't ever happened. So the fact that it hasn't ever happened means, or it causes a lot of people to think that the end of the world is coming. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking nobody's religion or anything like that. Whatever their beliefs might be is great. I have my beliefs, and you know, I respect everybody's right for their beliefs. But to, you know, when tragedy comes in this type of form, and so many things going on in the world, which seem to be mostly caused by our administration, for it to be so crazy for Americans. I mean, the world has had problems, and people are in other countries dealing with these problems, and it's been bad for them their whole lives. Certain people in certain countries, you know, in America, we've been babied a certain way, and we're used to a certain way of life. So when tragedy comes, it can become the end of the world, or it's about to be the end of the world, when in reality, it's just another hump, something that we have to overcome, something we have to fight through. And as Americans, I feel like it takes leadership from the top down. And if our leadership isn't giving us exactly what we need in the direction for us to go as a country, as a whole, then we're going to have what we have. And that's division, that's chaos, that's disinformation. It's all types of negative influences that are causing us to divide as a country. And we need to make our way back.